Hi, and welcome to the exciting world of computers and music. I'm Ray Dretsky, and today I'm going to show you many types of computers that I use every day as a professional musician. I think you're going to have some fun, and I hope you learn some things. So let's get started. Thank you. Let's start by talking about a synthesizer. And a synthesizer is nothing more than a piano keyboard with a computer attached to it. And a computer and a synthesizer stores different sounds. It's like the brain. And by pushing different buttons, you get different sounds. And those sounds can be, all different kinds of things. Kind of normal sounds. Very exotic sounds. Or very pretty sounds. Synthesizers also make very strange, unusual sounds that you wouldn't expect to hear from a keyboard instrument. Yeah, the kind of thing you'd hear in a scary movie just before the bad guys come out. Yeah, we'll talk more about movies in a little bit. How many of you like to dance? Yeah. Okay. Now, if you like to dance, a lot of kinds of dance music can use a different kind of computer called a drum machine to help create their beats. This is a drum machine right here. It's a little tiny box, a lot of different buttons on it. It's a computer as well. In fact, the first thing that the computer will do is have a metronome built into it. A metronome lets you know how fast or slow the music is, okay? Now this also has different sounds in it. All different kinds of drum and percussion sounds. Now, let's combine the two of those. That was kind of cool. Now, with that, while I'm listening to that, I'll put another part down. Something like this. Yeah. Starting to sound like something. Should we mix some more in? How about some more? Did you hear how that happened? We layered one part in and put another part in while listening to that. We kept stacking it up higher and higher and higher until it became more than one person could do playing drums or percussion at a time. Now, another way to do drums is with this right here, which is called a drum controller. Now, the word controller is important. A controller is anything you enter information into a computer with. This is like a piano controller. This would be like a typewriter or keyboard controller. This is a dead mouse. This is a drum controller, and to play this, I will grab these sticks. And this is separated into 8 different sections, and each one is a different drum sound. This doesn't also have to just be drum and percussion sounds. Let's mix in something totally different. So you can do virtually any sound that you can play on a synthesizer, you can play from a drum controller. Let's move on and talk about a type of computer that you can use with your voice. Now, you don't think about this very often, but you hear it all the time. On cartoons, at movies, and TV. Through this microphone, I'm going to use a special computer called a signal processor. A signal processor. All that means is that it takes whatever I'm putting into it, that's the signal, and it changes it or processes it. Let's put a signal processor with this microphone, and we could make it sound like we're in a huge gymnasium. There. Can you hear the difference? Hey, throw me the ball! Thank you. What if you took that a step further and said, okay, let's stretch that room out and make it huge, like a big, deep, dark cave? Then what would it sound like? Hello! Help! Get me out of here! How many of you like movies? Yeah. Movies are cool. How many of you like scary movies? Scary movie characters, they do all different kinds of things to make them scary. They put music behind them. It's eerie music. They have makeup and lighting and special effects and all kinds of things. One thing that they do is they change their voices. If I came up to you and said, make my day, you'd be like, get a life. But if I came up to you and said the same thing this way, make my day, you'd be paying attention. It's like you don't hear sounds like that every day. It's not like you come home from school, you're hanging out, mom calls you for dinner, and you're all sitting around, and your little sister looks over at your dad and says, pass the salt. So when you hear sounds like that, it sort of freaks you out. This next one is my favorite.
Yo, dude, what's happening? Yeah. Teachers, no more discipline problems. Johnny, sit down.
Or I could sound like this. Oh, come on, hey, come on, why won't you play with me, huh? Come on, I'm okay. Come on.
Another kind of computer that I'd like to show you is this. This is called a WIN controller. WIN controller. There's that word controller again. Something that you play, something that you can enter information into a computer with. Piano controller, drum controller, WIN controller. Now, this doesn't make any sound by itself, but I blow into it and play it with my fingers, and it converts all of that into computer information. And then I can play any synthesizer sound. Now, just by changing the sound behind me, this becomes a whole new instrument. WIN controller can also make unusual sounds, maybe not unusual by themselves, but unusual for something that you blow into. Now try putting a piano in your mouth and doing that. I thought I'd play a little song for you that demonstrates some of the WIN controller's capabilities. Now, a lot of the sounds that we were just hearing were very realistic. They come from what's called a sampler. Now, one of the things with electronic instruments early on that was a real problem was people were like, these sounds, they're so cheesy, they're so weird. The piano sound sounds just like the duck quack sound. And there really wasn't much difference, but samplers have changed that. A sampler is like a camera, where a camera you take a picture of an object that you can see. Samplers take pictures of sounds and store them on computer disks. Now you can sample, a lot of the instruments that I was just playing were from the sampler, but you can also use a sampler for sound effects. One of the coolest things to me about sound effects is that you don't even need to see what's happening. You can close your eyes, just hear the sounds, and as soon as you hear the sound, pictures start forming in your mind. You know exactly what's happening. About the ocean? Now, a lot of people don't realize this, but when they're filming a movie, when they're filming it with the cameras, all they care about are getting the pictures right. They hire a crew afterwards to put all the sounds in, all the sound effects. In fact, a lot of times they even replace some of the dialogue, especially in action movies where actors are running all over the place and diving off cliffs. And kind of hard to get a microphone on them when they're doing that kind of stuff. Let's try some others here. Yeah, now so samplers could be used for any type of sound. Anything that you can put a microphone in front of, you can sample. Everyone likes comedies on TV, right? Especially good ones. Now sometimes what they say on TV isn't so funny, but they really want you to laugh and like the show. A lot of shows will say, filmed before a live studio audience. And part of the reason they do that is they want you to believe that all those laughs that you hear are real. Well, some of them are, and some of them aren't. They mix in a sampler doing laughs to help make it more funny, so as you're watching at home, you'll go, oh. Let's try some. That lady shouldn't be let out in public. And sometimes the more obnoxious the laugh, the weirder the laugh, the more it gets the people in the studio audience laughing. And tell me if this guy should be let loose on the street. Or you could do whole crowds. Okay, my personal favorite. As I mentioned, you can sample anything you can put a microphone in front of. Give me a volunteer. Yes, come in the back row. Let him through. I'm going to show you how the sampling process works. What's your name? Darren. Okay, Darren. Let's have you say something to all your adoring fans here. How about, yo, let's have a party. Okay? Here we go.
Yo, let's have a party.
Perfect. Let's give the man a hand. Thank you. Now, I've just sampled Darren's voice, and I'm going to take it and put it on the keyboard.
Yo, let's have a party.
What can we do with that? Well, so far that's just like a tape recorder. You could have done it with a cassette deck. But where a sampler is different is that you have it across the keyboard.
Yo, let's have a party.
Yeah, I'll be at that party. Or what if Darren was a little bit younger?
Yo, let's have a party.
But if you go the other way, what's he going to sound like a few years from now?
Yo, let's have a party.
Whoa. Now, a lot of sound effects for movies, especially scary movies, they'll take a voice like Darren's, and in order to help a monster seem scarier, they'll move it down so low, you don't really hear it as words, but it just adds to the sound that they put in for the monster. I'm not going to that party. We can have him sing for us.
Yo, 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 yo,
Let's have a party.
Another hand for Darren. Thank you. Now, so far I've showed you a lot of very interesting ways to make sounds. Let's put them all together to make songs. Now's where we're going to use this computer. This is just a standard Macintosh computer, and you can use any Macintosh or IBM or PC compatible. With special software called sequencing software, it turns it into a recording studio. Now, I'm going to start by putting some drum sounds on my keyboard. And then I'm going to give myself that metronome. Remember that steady beat, let you know how fast or slow the music is? And then I'm going to just play something along with it. Now, if I like it, I'll keep it. If I don't like it, I can erase over it and do it over and over and over again until I find one that I think, this will work, this is cool. Now, while we listen to that, let's put another part down. I'm going to take one of the synthesizers and put in a bass guitar sound now. This will take it away from sounding just like a drum machine. Let's see, let's put some sort of synthesizer keyboard part in, see what that sounds like. So you can see a song starting to come together there. Now that process of layering one part on top of another part on top of another part, you hear all the time. In fact, a lot of the music you hear on TV, movies, cartoons, sometimes the radio, a lot of that is created using electronic means, much as you've just seen. Now the most fun, for me, is mixing in instruments that I've studied in school. For me, the saxophone, the clarinet, the flute, or maybe if you're a singer or a trumpet player or a violinist, your instrument mixed with the electronics, that's the coolest sound of all. Now, I thought just to end this session here, I thought I would play another song for you that is completely finished and shows the mixing of my saxophone with a piece that I've written. This is a piece called The Connection. I hope you like it.